Hello, my friends. My name is Gerdes. I'm just a professor who tries to give you context in what's going on in Ukraine. But lately, I've been involved in other projects, and this is another one that needs your urgent attention. If you're not familiar with Reporting from Ukraine, Reporting from Ukraine is an excellent channel that does these just 4 or 5 minute clips, updates about everything that's going on in the most important battle spaces in Ukraine. They do just great work. They've been doing it since the beginning of the war. But I want you to see Demonetized for Truth. Now we're going to watch this video together, and then we're going to try to make sense of what has happened and what you can do about it. So here's the video itself.
Hello,
Let's
today I have to tell
watch
you the
this.
news from the YouTube frontline. Last month I faced an issue where YouTube refused to show you my videos, and I had to delete and re-upload them 5 times per day just to push through. Since then I have developed a method that allows me to work around this issue. However, at the same time, YouTube decided to hit our official Spanish channel and reduced our revenue for November virtually to zero. YouTube once again claimed that this is because our traffic is invalid, implying that 99% of views come from robots. YouTube
Okay, so if you're understanding what's happening, they're not off of YouTube, so they still can speak to the issue. Unlike what happened to Warthog Defense just 2 weeks ago, Warthog Defense was completely removed, and we contacted YouTube in mass, and they put Warthog Defense back on. Here, they're up, but they're being demonetized, and the charge is, well, you're putting too many bots out. How is he putting bots out? It is possible, but that's not something that he can necessarily control. And if you want to know who does stuff with bots, well, it tends to be the Russians.
support is unhelpful because they have robots chatting with you instead of humans. How ironic. Moreover, not only did they steal our money for November, but they also decided to steal it for October. The fact that they had already paid it to us did not stop them, and they sent us an email saying that they will deduct this amount from other channels via AdSense, which means this channel. If a human from YouTube happens to watch this video, please note that our correlation between total views and YouTube Premium views is 1:1, so the claim that the traffic is invalid is nonsense. And there are a lot of creators who are facing the same problems. I will leave the links for these threads in the description. I would like to ask everyone who watches this video to support me on Patreon. I post these reports on Patreon every day, and if anything happens with the YouTube channel, this is where you can find them. Your support on Patreon gives us the financial stability necessary to continue producing these reports every day in more than 20 languages.
Okay, so let's talk about what's happening here. There's multiple possibilities. One, reporting from Ukraine's a bad actor using bots to gin up his Spanish language channel. I don't know that he needs to. He's got 456,000 subscribers in English, so that seems like it would be an improbable thing to be happening. Two, it's just a fluke and they screwed up. But if YouTube screwed up, then they need to know to correct it. Three, there could be a campaign of bots designed to do this in order to subvert this. I don't know what's going on, but I do know that YouTube needs to know. Now remember, they're doing great work with 456,000 subscribers in their English channel alone. This channel is so well done that I've seen, I don't remember if it was the Kyiv Independent or the Kyiv Post or one of the major Ukrainian English-speaking newspapers. Essentially, they were just reporting what Reporting from Ukraine was reporting as their article. I mean, so this is an important channel, and if this can happen, that's very, very bad. Okay, so what I want to do now is I want to talk about this. 2 weeks ago, Warthog Defense was banned, and I mean completely banned. And what we did was we put out a video and said things like this. And this is what you want to do in order to be able to contact YouTube on Reporting from Ukraine's behalf. you'll do essentially the same thing. Listen, file a counterclaim. That's not what we're talking about. So what I'm looking for is for how we can actually contact YouTube. Now we're working back channels. Somebody contacted me and said there's somebody on that they know at YouTube. How do we get in touch with this guy? So I connected the dots and behind the scenes. Somebody was contacting a congressman. Here's how to contact YouTube on Twitter. And this is what I want you to understand here. If you go to Twitter and you go to @TeamYouTube, you can have a part in expressing to YouTube that, you know, maybe somebody should be looking into Warthog and who was reporting and whatever. Remember, these kinds of things have happened before. And I'm usually a pretty optimistic guy. And it appears that they're happening again. It might not be. It might just be a fluke. But even if it's a fluke, YouTube needs to know that something is going wrong here just for the information to be getting out as it should be. But if it's something more nefarious, they also need to be aware of what's going on. But I've spent enough time in Russian media and dealing with trolls that I'm suspicious. Okay, so what happened to Johnny Pierce not too long ago? What happened to Paul from Combat Veteran Reacts? I'm just nervous that something bad might be happening. So you go to @TeamYouTube, and then you go to here on Twitter. I already crafted a statement, and you don't have to use this statement. This is just what I think would be useful. Okay, @TeamYouTube, we have reason to suspect that Warthog Defense @Warthog Production, that was their handle on YouTube @Warthog Production, was removed by YouTube because Russian trolls were trying to shut it down. Again, I have reason to suspect it. I don't know that for a fact. Please review this decision. Thank you. Now, I'm being polite because yelling at them is probably not, you win more friends with honey than with vinegar. Okay, so in this instance, this is the kind of thing that you should write. I've already written my own example @TeamYouTube. It appears that Reportes desde Ukraine has been demonetized because of excessive bot traffic. Please look into this. He provides news about the war in Ukraine. If the bots are Russian, should his channel be demonetized for what they're doing to him? Thank you. And you might want to also add at NAFO just to put the alert out. So I'm going to do this right now, and I'm going to post it. And if you want to know again where it is Reportes desde Ukraine. And that's the @Reportes desde Ukraine on his Spanish speaking channel. Okay, thank you for listening to me. Thank you for taking action on reporting from Ukraine's behalf. Thank you for being the kind of person that cares about Ukraine.